Hello, fellow people who like to open doors that you've been told not to open. Anyways, today, we're finally talking about it. I also still haven't figured out to pronounce it, so it's going to be called EXEcretion. And I even looked it up on Google Translate and stuff. I couldn't figure out how to say it, so, we're living with that. Anyways, you'll still understand it. Anyways, I found a few screenshots that I probably should have found earlier and looked at, like this one. Wait, wrong one. Okay, this one. Whoever this guy is, I'm sure he's in IRIDA dev though, or something official. He's doing all this just to seek a petty revenge on his dad, LMAO. Of course he is chill deep down. So all that Dark Jimmy is mad at Marvin for is some petty revenge. That's literally it. So I guess that explains Dark Jimmy's motive, which is pretty nice. That's another puzzle piece in. Anyways, I also found a Diary of a Wimpy Kid thingy here. I'm gonna read it for you. Today a new kid came to school. He smelled absolutely terrible. In hindsight, his shirt should have tipped me off as to why, since it had the word poop scribbled on the front of it with magic marker. He called himself Poop Warrior and claimed he was there with his new band. Looking at him, I guess I assumed he was one of Roderick's friends, but I haven't seen him before. If he was a part of the rival band though, it was clear I was probably going to be seeing him a lot more often. Today was a strange day, even by the normal standards that any day in my life is. I also found this on the wiki, which I'm assuming is Jeffy.EXE, so I'll look into that a little bit. But first we should probably look at Poop Warrior more. I'm going to call him PW for short during this video. Alright, Poop Warrior is Jeffy.EXE, created by Boyd and Bingus. He's an upcoming opponent that will appear in EXEcretion. Appearance, we have eyes. I'll just pull up an image on screen for you guys. Anyways, Poop Warrior was implied to be in the alternate version of Jeffy from SML movie Jeffy's Parents, who stayed with Nancy, his biological mother, instead of Rose, blaming her for ruining his life. This explains how his appearance changed and hostility towards Rose. He was originally from SML movie Jeffy's and with ACOs, but it was scrapped because Poindbase didn't want us to be involved with this project. PW and EXEcretion were inspired by Jeffy.EXE. In the original mod, he was supposed to have a Pooperman outfit and a Nerf gun. I guess I'll look that up. Anyways, this is all I found, and I'm assuming this is what it is. Anyways, now I'm going to look up Jeffy.EXE because that seems interesting. Now, first of all, no, I'm not the one who slowed down that scream. Second of all, this video was a nightmare to watch now because it was scary. Just my attention span is so low, and it was 3 minutes of that. Be thankful I sped it up for you. And you want to know all the lore I got from it? Like, absolutely nothing. I did not learn a thing from that. Anyways, I'm going to do a quick side note here. But the video uploads may slow down a little bit because hunting season's coming up, and I do enjoy that with my family and stuff. So uploads may slow down. That's just a little warning, so you're not wondering why you're getting like one upload a month or something. Anyways, back to the song. So first, since I can't really find any lore on this, at least not too much, I'm gonna go snoop around in the game files of the leaked build. Alright. So right away, I found something related to some type of god again. Okay, in the folders, if you go to like the stages and stuff, you have Castle, Moses, Normal, and Poop. If we're assuming we're talking about Moses from the Bible, which I'm going to, that might be too much of a stretch, but hey, it's just a theory. Anyways, if you don't know who Moses is, I do know who Moses is because I am a Christian, so I read the Bible and stuff. Anyways, I'll pull up a quick description. Now, I'm not going to read this all, so pause if you want to read it all. Anyways, Moses was a Hebrew prophet, teacher, and leader, who according to the Bible and Quran, led the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt in an event known as the Exodus. He's considered the most important prophet in Judaism and a key figure in other Arabic religions, including Christianity and Islam. Moses is revered for receiving the 10 Commandments from God. First of all, I just want to say I'm sorry, I'm not reading great today for some reason, I don't know, but anyways, with what we have from that information, we have someone who led people out of slavery and also wrote down some commandments straight from God. Which, let's see if we can get any of that to reflect from Dark Jimmy to Poop Warrior in this situation. Anyways, my first theory is that Dark Jimmy has given Poop Warrior commandments on what to do with Rose and not to kill her. Because in the end of the song, we never see Rose actually die. I guess we don't ever see Marvin die either, but, you know, maybe they both don't die, and maybe they're both meant to live on. Except Rose also doesn't really face any punishments after EXEcretion, which makes sense because Jeffy seems to like Rose more than he likes Marvin. We can also tell that they have a clear connection to, we can also tell that Poop Warrior has a clear connection to Moses because, for one, he's working through Dark Jimmy. For two, look at the water around them. It looks pretty red, right? Like a Red Sea. They're also literally moving the water away from them, which, you know who else did that? Moses. Anyways, aside from him being Moses himself in IRIDA form, let's talk about the images. The first one we have is Marvin talking to Nancy, aka Jeffy's mom. The next one we have is Jeffy looking sad at Rose, and Rose looking worried that Jeffy's gonna have to go with her. Which, look what ends up happening. Marvin being, well, Marvin, he of course sends Jeffy with her. And then after this is where it all starts. They have an argument, Rose ends up leaving, and you know what comes with her? The book bag we see in EXEcretion. Well, I think that kind of makes it pretty clear what happens. So I think how this went is Jeffy's tantrum happened, Jeffy got all mad over the gift card, and then after this incident, he has to go with Nancy. And that brings Jeffy over the edge to create the infinite IRIDA, I guess you could say. Anyways, what he decides to do with Marvin is make him live the memory of Shucks, and also make Rose go through this to suffer for what she did. Basically making this Rose's personal hell too. And I think what he means by how Moses freed the slaves was Poop Warrior is also going to free the slaves, except the slave in this situation being Rose, because Jeffy doesn't want to torture her forever, or Dark Jimmy. Anyways, now we understand that in this universe, Dark Jimmy is the god of it, this specific universe, and Poop Warrior seems to be the Moses of this universe. Which makes me wonder if we'll see more stuff related to the Bible in other songs of this mod. You know, it makes me want to read my Bible more, knowing I might get some IRIDA lore out of reading the Bible. That's pretty cool. Anyways, where I think EXEcretion fits in the timeline is that it's around, well, not around, I think this is where it all starts. We start with Marvin waking up, and then he has to go through the whole Shucks thingy. And while Marvin's going through that, Rose has to go through EXEcretion. Anyways, I think that's all I have for this one, so make sure to drop your comments and theories down there. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, all that crap if you want to, if you think I deserved it. But anyways, I hope to see you in the next one. I'm not sure what we're doing, if we're doing Revenant or Cordyceps. Anyways, see you in the next one. Goodbye.
I drank an 8 bottle of coke, and now I'm wretched and broke as I stare into the endless dose. I slap my diaper with woe. Ooh.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? I can really use a wish right now, right now, right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky